everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 16th of June 2021. Starting with very first question, FAME second scheme, which was making news recently, is associated with which ministry? So here I'm not showing the picture instantly because it will give you the answer. First of all, what is the full form of FAME? It's faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles. So I hope now you have got the answer. It's Ministry of Heavy Industries. So recently, Government of India has approved Phase 2 of FAME scheme with an outlay of 10,000 crore rupees for a time period of 3 years. And also this ministry has announced incentives for India-made electric two-wheelers, which would be an amendment to the ongoing FAME 2 scheme. So earlier the subsidy rate for electric two-wheelers was 10,000 rupees per kilowatt hour, but now it has been increased and now it would be 15,000 per kilowatt hour. Now who is our Minister for Heavy Industries? Mr. Prakash Javadekar. And apart from this, he is also Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Can you tell me the name of one more ministry which is under Mr. Prakash Javadekar? Do let me know in the comments. And why this ministry has been created? So as to take care of 48 central PS enterprises, means public sector enterprises, and assist them in order to improve the capacity, or you can say utilization, or to enhance the profits. Now in the previous lectures we have talked about E-Saksham scheme. What was it? So under this, nearly 5 lakh students and teachers would be trained in the field of cyber security. Now also we have talked about the Prabandh portal, which was under the Ministry of Education, and E-Saksham is also under Ministry of Education. So here you have to tell me with what thing Prabandh portal deals in. Question number 2, Darnella Frazier, who recently was honored with a special Pulitzer Award, is from which country? First of all, what is your Pulitzer Award? It is the most prestigious award, you can say, given in the field of journalism. So this girl belongs to America and she has filmed the death of George Floyd. So that's why she has been honored. And also Pulitzer Committee has honored the New York Times in the category of Public Service Award for its coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic. If you talk about last year Pulitzer Award, then at that time there were 3 Indian journalists in that list. Who were they? Dar Yassin, second Mukhtar Khan, and third Channi Anand. So they are from Pulitzer Award 2020. Now we celebrate 16th November as National Press Day. Also 2nd of November is celebrated as International Day to End Impunity for the crimes against journalists. So both of these days are different. Do not get confused in it. Also there was an index regarding journalism which is called World Press Freedom Index. So total of 180 countries were ranked in this. Among them, India lies at 142. Important thing is that in 2020, India was again at 142. So nothing increased or decreased, it just remained same. In the same list, who was the topper? It was Norway, and this country was followed by further Finland and Denmark. So the only important thing regarding these type of indexes is you have to remember which country has topped it and India ranks at what position. Question number 3, Margarita Hack, who featured in the Google Doodle recently, is associated with which field? First of all, she is also known as Lady of the Stars, and she is famous Italian astrophysicist. Hence she is associated with astronomy. And do not forget that she belonged to Italy. So recently Google has honored Margrethe Hack with a doodle on her 99th birth anniversary, and she was the first female director of Triste Astronomical Observatory. And she had also discovered the asteroid 8558 Hack, after which this asteroid was named in her honor. Now few days back we have talked about Ganymede. What is it? It is the satellite of Jupiter, and it was in news because recently Juno spacecraft has visited it. And please remember that Ganymede is the 9th largest object of the solar system. Also we have talked about China's first satellite of new generation meteorological satellite, which was launched into its orbit, named as Fangyun 48. China was also in news due to its Zhurong rover, because it's the first rover of China to land on another planet. Now few days back we have talked about blood moon. Do you remember what was it? If you do, then please write in the comments. Question number 4. Which ministry has approved a new policy for declassification of war histories? So recently it's Ministry of Defense which has approved a new policy on archiving and declassification as well as publication of war histories or operation histories. So under this policy, the defense organizations such as Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Integrated Defense Staff, Assam Rifles, they all will transfer their records to the Ministry's History Division for recording of their history. Okay. Now few days back, BRO, that is Border Roads Organization, is to set up 2 Center of Excellence at Seema Sadak Bhavan in New Delhi. And why these excellence centers would be created? So as to achieve excellence in road safety and to improve the construction of roads, tunnels, bridge, etc. And this was inaugurated by our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. Now recently we have also talked about 31st edition of Corpat between India and Thailand. Why this exercise was conducted? To reinforce maritime links between the two countries and to keep the Indian Ocean safe and secure for the international trades. And also we have talked about Romeo helicopters. From which country India is taking it? From USA. And talking about some more military exercises, there is one exercise called Nomadic Elephant. This takes place between India and Mongolia. Then there is another hand to hand. It is between India and China. Now I am giving you the name of 2 military exercises and you have to tell me with which countries they are associated to. First is Maitri and second is Ajay Warrior. Question number 5. Which organization has manufactured the Advanced Light Helicopters Mk3 inducted into the Indian Coast Guard recently? So it has been manufactured by HAL, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and recently these helicopters were inducted into the Indian Coast Guard. Actually these helicopters are a part of ALH Mk3 program and they would be positioned in Bhubaneswar, Porbandar, Chennai and Kochi, and these helicopters will be part of different Coast Guard aviation squadrons. Talking about Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, they have set up their new plant at Bangalore recently, which has been inaugurated again our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. Now recently Indian Navy was also in news because it has installed a medical ICU on these helicopters at INS Hans. So basically these ICUs will help in boosting the capacity to take care of critical patients even in the unfavorable conditions. Question number 6. The NCPEDP Javed Abidi Fellowship has been launched in association with which foundation? First comes first, what is this acronym? So it stands for National Center for Promotion of Employment for Disabled People. Actually it is a non-profit organization and recently it has announced the launch of Javed Abidi Fellowship in collaboration with Azim Premji Foundation. So this would be a 3-year fellowship program which is designed for differently abled youth who are interested in disability rights and seeking a career in the development sector. Now last month you would have heard about UDID project. What was it? So actually Department of Employment of Persons with Disabilities has now made it mandatory for all the states and the union territories to issue a certificate of disability only using UDID portal. And now it would be effective from 1st of June. Why it has been done? So as to provide a unique ID for all the persons who are disabled, or you can say specially abled. So it would act as a type of universal ID and disability certificates. Now we celebrate our International Day of Persons with Disabilities on 3rd of December. Now one question for you, can you tell me who is our Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment? Do let me know in the comments. Question number 7, who has been appointed as an honorary member of WHO Global Air Pollution and Health Technical Advisory Group? So a professor from IIT Kanpur has been appointed for this position, and who is he? It's Mukesh Sharma. So this appointment has been made by Director General of WHO, and why he has been chosen for this post? Because he is already an air quality expert with the Civil Engineering Department there at IIT Kanpur. Now talking about some more recent appointments, first name is Antonio Guterres. He has been nominated by Security Council for his second term as United Nations Chief. Second name is Patrick Amoth. He has been appointed as Chairman of WHO Executive Board. And also WHO Chief, or you can say head, is Tedros Adhanom. And the headquarters of WHO lies at Geneva, Switzerland. Question number 8. Financing Clean Energy Transitions in Emerging and Developing Economies is a report published by which international agency? So this special report has been published by IEA, that is International Energy Agency, and the headquarters of this organization lies at Paris, France. So recently this report has addressed the challenges that have come across during the time of supporting clean energy transitions, and it is based on detailed analysis of 50 successful projects implemented across the globe. Now recently IEA has also released Global Energy Review Report, according to which carbon dioxide emissions in India is to be 1.4% higher than the levels that were recorded in 2019. Also, recently Facebook has signed a deal to buy renewable energy in India from a local firm called CleanMax. And regarding renewable energy, Denmark was in news. Why? Because it has approved the construction for world's first energy island, and it would be constructing in North Sea. Question number 9. Who is the winner of the women's title of French Open Tournament 2021? So it's Miss Barbora, and do remember that she is the first ever Czech woman in 40 years to win this tournament. And her earlier achievements are, she has won the women's double titles at the 2018 French Open, then 2018 Wimbledon and 2021 French Open. And also she has won mixed double titles at the Australian Open in all the 3 years, that is 2019, 2020 and 2021. Now talking about 2021 Australian Open, winner of women's title was Naomi Osaka. Now Naomi Osaka was also in news because she had announced her withdrawal from French Open, and for which she was fined also with $15,000 by the French Open. And why she had taken this decision of withdrawal? Because she decided to drop the media interaction session because she thinks that it was affecting her mental health. Okay. Now coming to last question, who is the first player in the last 52 years to win all the 4 Grand Slams twice? So he is the tennis player ace Novak Djokovic, and he has made history this time with his 19th Grand Slam title in the final of French Open Tournament 2021. And with this he has also become the first person or player in 52 years to win all 4 Grand Slams twice. Apart from it, who won the title of 2021 Australian Open in men's category? It was Novak Djokovic again. And in April month there was a Miami Open title which was very famous, and who won it? Hubert Hurkacz, and he belongs to Poland. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Today there is no quiz, so take rest for a day and revise all the current affairs which we have already done. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to GK Today. And also give a thumbs up if you like the content and found it useful. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.